Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to be reviewing MRI NO2 Black. We get a lot of questions about this one, so let's go ahead and kick it off. There's only 3 ingredients in the product, so it's arginine alpha-ketoglutarate, or AKG, and then there's 3 grams of that per 3 caplets, and then there's alpha-lipoic acid, and then actinose, which is a trademark name for a whey peptide fraction. Those two equal 150 milligrams. So why don't you cover real quick the theory behind AKG, and then we'll go into the reality about it.
Yeah, the theory behind arginine alpha-ketoglutarate is that by ingesting it, it can increase nitric oxide production in the body. And a lot of times you'll see arginine and things like that in research studies and in products. They add the alpha-ketoglutarate to slow down the absorption of the arginine. So their thinking is okay, we're going to add something in with the arginine to help it absorb better. Well, on paper, in theory, yes, that arginine does lead to an increase in nitric oxide production. But when ingested in the human body, that just doesn't happen because the body wants to maintain homeostasis. The body doesn't want your body to be in a state of increased nitric oxide or dilated blood vessels. So the body creates enzymes, specifically an enzyme called arginase, which inhibits that from happening. Specifically through this arginine pathway. So it inhibits the nitric oxide production or the increase in nitric oxide. So in theory, on paper, it works. It causes, can help you with a pump throughout the workout, but when actually taken in and ingested, it just doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's not been proven in any research, and the reality is your body has negative feedback loops to fight it. As a result of that, companies have come out with arginase inhibitors, which again makes sense in theory, but have not been proven in practice. So we're not saying it'll never be able to be proven because things change. That's the nature of science. But as of right now, the whole pump thing and the ingredients about the pump it's just not there. Most of the products you feel a pump from are probably because of the stimulants, which is fine. Because if those products, and this one does not have stimulants, but if a pre-workout with stimulants gets you going and that leads to a better workout, then they've done their job, and that's fine. But just keep that in mind.
Yeah, a lot of that pump is just created on your own, through your own workout.
Squeezing blood into your muscle, that's a good thing. And like I said, if you do it more intensely, i.e. from the stims, then that's fine. Next, alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid is something that's a very powerful antioxidant. It can increase insulin sensitivity, which is commonly why it's used by bodybuilders. The thing with alpha-lipoic acid, though, is you really only want the R isomer of it. This has the R and the S, and it could be a racemic mixture, which means it's a blend, a 50-50 blend of both. Since they don't say that it's R alpha-lipoic acid, then it's not. Otherwise, they would tell you. So it's not to say it's terrible, it's just that the research has demonstrated that R alpha-lipoic acid is really what you want, specifically the sodium stable version of it, which is not in this. So
yeah, and you're only getting 150 that with the other ingredient.
With the whey peptide fraction, which...
So, yeah, and I guess, why would they add this to a pump product? I guess, there are some evidence that antioxidants can support a pump, but again, it's never been proven.
The idea is that the pump, or the nitric oxide release, increases free radicals, but since we know that's not going on, it's kind of okay. But, it certainly won't hurt.
No.
And then the whey peptide fraction, at most there's 149 milligrams, I guess, assuming there's 1 milligram of alpha-lipoic acid. We don't know how much of each is in there. A peptide is a macromolecule, so that means you need a large amount of it. So such a small dose, I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very small dosage, and they're just sprinkling a little bit in there. And looking at how do you take this product with the dosing, there's a dosing chart on the side of the box. For someone over 200 pounds, you're going to be taking 10 caplets a day. So, yeah, that is an increase in that ingredient. But,
but that's not enough for protein. We wouldn't give you a little pill and say, here's your protein for the day. So that's an odd ingredient. Seems to be a little pixie dust in there. So they talk about a clinical trial on the side. It sounds like it's one that they paid for. So, you could take that with a grain of salt. A lot of marketing. I mean, this is not a product that we would recommend. We just wouldn't. It's in a fancy box. There's a lot of ads behind it. You are going to pay for those ads when you see the price of the product. I mean, that's really what it comes down to with this one. There's not really anything great we could say that this product's going to do for you. To date, there's been nothing proven. So Save your money.
Yeah, they're playing off of the original MRI NO2. It was in the white and red box that was out years ago. It was very popular. That's when a lot of the on-paper research was being done on arginine, showing that it should work. But nowadays, with all the studies done on humans, they're showing it's not working. So, but they're still playing off of that name and that old research.
So, if you guys have any questions or comments, post them in the comment section of the video or the blog. We'll be more than happy to answer them. Also, check us out at facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. Thank you.
Thank you.